Hello friends, welcome to Rigveda. In this channel we showcase our custom rigs. We also do the tech review of the latest and coolest products, and as well as we cover the tech news that is happening in the market. So today we are going to cover one of the most expected product in the market, that is RTX 3060 graphics card, launched yesterday by Nvidia on February 25th. Traditionally, the 60 series graphics card are the most popular graphics card. For one reason, they are budget oriented cards, and it's not so budget this time. But if you look at the Steam survey, so 1060 is one of the most used graphics card. Even today it is trusted by millions of users. So coming to this, ever since the launch of 30 series cards by Nvidia, starting from 3090, 3070, 3080, and now 3060 Ti. So the bar has been set very high for this particular graphics card. So there were a lot of leaks before this card arrived in the scene. We knew that this card is going to have more than 3500 plus CUDA cores. So we were expecting fantastic performance. Is this card really living up to this expectation? So let's we will cover it in today's unboxing and review. And so basically this is a mainstream card. It has come today to fill the void that is left by the stopping of production of RTX 2060 and 2060 Super. So it is meant for Ultra HD gaming as well as entry level 1440p 2K gaming. And we knew that 3060 Ti is a fantastic value until the mining craze started. It was one of the best priced cards in the market today, one of the most in demand cards. So how this card really lives up to 3060 Ti. So we know that this card has got 27% to be specific less CUDA cores compared to 3060 Ti, which has about 4864 compared to 3584 in this particular chip. But Nvidia traditionally cripples the output performance of the 60 series cards by limiting the ROP, that is the render output unit. So this has close to about 40% less render output unit. So let me explain what is render output unit. Basically, say for example, if you are going for a shopping mall or a big supermarket, so there are aisles and aisles of products, and when you try to check out, right, so there are limited lines. So what it means is you will not be able to check out faster, right? So similarly, in this case, even though this has a lot of CUDA cores and a lot of processing power, this card does not have the capability to output, whatever it is processing, it is not able to output. So the initial test, the benchmark that we saw, it was kind of, many reviewers mentioned that this is a disappointing performance by this particular card. Is it really so? So let us discuss further. But the one highlight of this product, compared to the entire 30 series lineup, is the memory VRAM. Okay, this has about 12 GB of GDDR6 VRAM. Is it really necessary? So most of the reviewers mentioned that it is probably a marketing gimmick, but it could be it could actually benefit you as well. Productivity work, if you are into video editing, rendering, so this card can really come in handy. And traditionally, like all 60 series cards, 1060, 2060, so this comes with a 192-bit bus width, of memory chip. So this has about 6 numbers of 32-bit memory controller on this. So probably the throughput, the total bandwidth, memory bandwidth is limited compared to a 3060 Ti. One benefit of this card is it runs really cool. It consumes only 170 watts of power. So I think you can easily get away with 500 or 550 watts proper bronze rated or gold rated power supply. So Nvidia has also crippled the mining performance. So mining everybody hates, right? I mean, all of us gamers, we hate the people who buy these cards for mining. So Nvidia did a stunt. They announced that this card does not have the there is a crippling of performance when the card automatically will detect when it is being employed for mining. So they are saying it is very secure, unhackable, and only time will tell. So we'll have to wait and watch whether this is going to be broken. So with that said, let's jump into the real performance and see how it performs. So let's start unboxing the graphics card. So what you see first is the black carton box. So the graphic card itself is firmly protected by the foam insets. So there is one information leaflet that specifies what kind of power supply you require to properly drive this card. And there is some marketing material from Inno3D. So when we open the graphics card itself, there is a seal. The first thing that strikes you is this card has two 9cm fans. The fans have a very nice profile. It's plastic, of course, and the shroud is protected by some plastic cover. So onto this side we have this Inno3D logo which glows, which is a RGB LED, and GeForce RTX logo as well. And you can see there is one 8-pin PCIe connector, and you could also very well see the fans have individual power connectors. So there is a pretty nice design of the heatsink. So the heatsink has around 4 pipes. So what we like about this graphics card is the rear heatsink, the heat plate. The back plate is very firm and strong, and it is also having some cutouts for airflow. The fan actually blows the air through the heatsink. So probably this will run, it will not create so much noise when it is running. So onto the side we have 1, 2, 3 DP ports, and then there is one HDMI 2.1 port which has capability to drive up to 8K resolution. So overall a pretty solid card. This can go into it has a PCB size is around 240 mm, so it can fit inside a ITS cabinet as well, and height is also not very high, 120 mm.